I me 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 me. I me 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 me. I me 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 me. Hey, wake up! Whoa, who the hell are you? I'm you, but from Discord. Wait, what? Shut up. That's not important. What's important is that you haven't uploaded a video in a while. You'll lose subscribers if you do that. Well, who'd I make a video on then? Well, you haven't done N yet. You think I'm gonna make a video on the most overrated character in the fucking fandom? Yes. Alright, fine. Hello everybody, my name is Mr. Cricket, and today, as the title suggests, we're going to be power scaling the most overrated character in the entire Murder Jones fandom, Serial Designation N. As usual, common power scaling terms will be used in this video, like tank or one-shot. You can watch my other power scaling videos where I explain them, or you can visit the Versus Battles wiki, and I'll also be using their tiering system, which can also be found on their wiki. Let's start off with his durability, as it's the easiest to scale and makes scaling other things easier as well. We know from episode 5 that N used to be a worker drone back when he was a butler in the manor, and we know that from episode 1, Worker survived an explosion potent enough to wipe out all organic life on the planet, as well as send the entire planet into an ice age. The planet where the explosion took place was Copper 9, and is classified as an exoplanet. These exoplanets are usually larger than regular planets like Earth or Mars, which would put them around the large planetary scale. The explosion being able to affect the entire planet would make it around large planetary level in attack potency, which would mean that the workers surviving this without a scratch puts them above it. Because they're able to tank this explosion, I'm going to say that their durability is at least twice that of the attack potency of the explosion, though it could be very likely that it's higher. The scaling is a severe lowball. This puts the worker's durability at ×2 large planetary, meaning that N would scale to this as well. But we also have to factor in the fact that N was turned into a disassembly drone, which are likely stronger than workers. Uzi, who's also around large planetary level, as I've mentioned in a previous video, couldn't even harm N when she hit him with a dismembered worker drone arm. So this means that N's durability is likely far higher than just ×2 large planetary. We'll say that it's ×4 large planetary. However, I've seen some people try to say that the workers are resistant to explosions and that's why they were able to survive the explosion. But this is clearly wrong, as N literally kills a worker using one of his missiles in episode 1. Onto N's strengths, which will be split into two categories, lifting strength and striking strength. For lifting strength, N was casually able to pry open Khan's door in episode 1. I don't have the exact calculations for this feat, but I believe it's a pretty fair estimate to put him in Class K lifting strength. Another feat is when N tossed Uzi with enough force for her to fly past the clouds. I'm pulling the calculations off of another video made by Unhelpful Commentary, which I'll link in the description. From this, we can say that Uzi was thrown roughly 2.3 thousand meters in the air, or 7.7 thousand feet for the people in the land of freedom. Pulling another calculation from the comment section of the same video, we can say that N threw Uzi with the force of 1,181,500 newtons, which also puts him into the lower end of Class K. Now, I didn't calculate any of this, so some of it might be wrong. Just saying, N would likely have Class K lifting strength or around that level. For N's striking strength, it is much easier to scale. N was able to go toe-to-toe with V and trade blows with her, who is also another disassembly drone. N is also able to effortlessly tear worker drones apart and harm Uzi with his attacks, which should put his striking strength at ×2 large planetary, but it's very likely that it's around ×4 large planetary as well, since he was able to harm V, who went through the same process as N, meaning she used to be a worker drone as well. Now, onto the subject of speed. I'll be splitting it into 4 categories: travel speed, reaction speed, combat speed, and attack speed. For N's travel speed, we can say that it's at least above Mach 1, since N can create a sonic boom when taking off her flight. N could also keep up with V, who moved from the bottom of the ice lake up to the house where Uzi is at without her noticing a thing. N also reached Uzi after he tossed her above the clouds in mere seconds using his flight. For N's reaction speed, he scales to Uzi, who reacted to Doll's bullet shot, and since regular bullets can move at speeds over twice that of the speed of sound, This puts N's reaction speed at above Mach 2, or in the supersonic tier. However, N also reacted to V's laser during the final fight in episode 1. Though we don't know how far he was from V when he dodged this, he did still dodge it. And he dodged it after it was fired as well, which would put him well into the faster than light, FTL for short, tier. I'd say around 3 times FTL. On to N's combat speed. There's really not much here. He's able to consistently keep up with V in combat, who is relative to him. His combat speed should scale somewhere near or equal to his reaction speed, so around 3 times FTL combat speed. Now, for N's attack speed, which is how fast his attacks move and such, it should be above Mach 2 with his guns, around 800 km per hour or 500 miles per hour, which is in the subsonic plus tier in speed, and at least the speed of light with his lasers. Though he hasn't demonstrated actual lasers, he did try to use what looked to be a laser blaster in his fight with V, so it's likely he has them. With his claws and melee attacks, however, they would scale at around the same as his combat speed, which is around 3 times FTL. Moving on, we'll talk about his attack potency, or AP for short. N's weapons are easily able to tear apart and one-shot worker drones, and according to the Versus Battles wiki, an attack's AP would need to be several times higher than the durability of the opponent to one-shot them. The definition of the word several states that the exact number is above 2, but not many. So, we can safely say that an attack's AP would need to be 3 times higher than the durability of the opponent, which would put N's AP at 6 times large planetary. I should also mention that N has access to a wide variety of abilities, mostly weapons, that aid him in combat. His weapons include arm blades, claws, metallic wings, guns, blasters, chainsaws, ninja stars, missile launchers, a tail that contains nanite acid, and healing saliva that also neutralizes the nanites from his tail. And he also has access to regeneration, flight, and is proficient in hunting, likely having at least a decade of experience in killing. It's also important to note that in episode 5, Uzi became NNV's new administrator, which would mean that she'd be able to unblock their absolute solvers, which is a program that provides many useful and potent abilities. See my Uzi or doll video for more info on that. All of these weapons can one-shot worker drones, which would put their AP at around 6 times large planetary. Well, that's it. This video is probably quite short compared to the other ones, and that's merely because I can't really find that many N feats. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video and know how strong the characters in Murder Drones are. I also spent way too much time on that skit at the beginning, which is funny because the only reason I'm mentioning this is to drag on the video. Alright, hope you have a good day, and I'll see you all later.